even know what day it is. I know it's Wednesday, but it is Wednesday, the 29th of October, which is kind of crazy. It is a rainy day here in Chesapeake, Virginia. Rained yesterday, going to rain tomorrow, but honestly, we had such gorgeous weather before that. It's definitely time for a little bit of rain, and our plants appreciate it. So my name is Colleen Magnus, and I am live on my Creating with Colleen Magnus YouTube channel, and I love to teach. Some weeks I teach you what to do, some weeks I teach you what not to do, but my goal is to teach you something every single time we meet. And today I think I'm going to do that because I'm going to share two fun things that I have never shared before that will help you with your coloring and with your creating. And we are going to revisit an old technique called thumping. So if you don't know what that is, stick around because it's a lot of fun and it's just another great technique to share with you. So I am going to just remind you that we only have 3 days left for Stampin' Up! Starter Kit. You get to select $189 in product, only pay $99, or you can select $125 in product and only pay $35. There is absolutely no obligation. You will save on your purchases, a minimum of 20% if you decide to purchase, but I think it's just a great opportunity to just let you have a trial period. A trial period with Stampin' Up!, a trial period in my Creative Inspirations group. I'm very hands-on upline, and I meet with my group virtually and in person and always try to teach them new things too. Wonderful group too that loves to share. So please contact me if you have any questions about that, or you can join on my website at creatingwithcolleen.stampinup.net. So I also, what else do we have going on here? I'm not going to be doing any lives the month of November. I've made that executive decision because my husband and I are going to Utah and Las Vegas for a backstage Stampin' Up! Event for 14 days, and actually 10 days. But then I'm back for a week, and then I am out at Tina MacArthur's Creations from the Heart scrapbooking retreat. So it's definitely going to be a lot of fun. It's called Holidays Are Happening. So if you want to see me create, or better yet, if you want to come and create with me, because I am offering 2 great classes, I will be there from November 20th through the 23rd. So please go to her Facebook group, Creations from the Heart, Scrapbooking, Tina MacArthur, and check out all of her events. She puts on an amazing crop, and I'm just blessed to be a part of it. And I really would love to see you there. So we have that going on. And again, no lives because I'll be all over the place in November, but I will come back to you again on Wednesday, December 3rd. As we create once again. So I wanted to leave you with an over-the-top project. So hopefully you'll remember me. And I'm going to share it with you. Again, I'm going to teach you 2 great coloring tips, the thumping technique, and I'm going to teach you how to create a 3D easel card. Easel card, I'll show you what that is, a lot of fun. But I've just had this rolling around in my head all week, and I was working on it yesterday, having a great time with, that awesome music in the background. And that's what I'm going to show you today. So without further ado, I will go ahead and turn us around. I had to do that quickly so you don't see the mess in the background. Oh my goodness, I'm telling you what. Productivity, no, what is it? Creativity is messy. And I am very creative, friends. Very, very creative and somewhat messy. Only because it's kind of hard putting everything back in its place before you're jumping on the next project. So I am going to go ahead and reboot up here. Hopefully I'll see comments this week. We had technical difficulties last week. Yes, I see people. So wonderful. I don't know what happened last week. I finally did what I said I was going to do. I switched to Verizon, and so far I'm not a fan. We've had trouble. I'm not even going into troubles. It's just, we're going to give it a try. We're going to call them up, try to get a couple things fixed. But anyways, I think one day we're going to find out that we built our home on an ancient burial ground, and they're coming back to haunt us through lack of technology and all the problems we have. But hello, Terry. I'm glad you're here. Diane, I'm glad you are here. And Gwen, so good to see you. And I don't know who the other one. Who just said hi? Baby Saha? Who are you? I'm glad you are here. Oh, Oma, it's me. Ah! Tyler Joe, is that you? Oh my goodness. My granddaughter is here. She will be 9 in November. Sweet. Sweet. Well, Tyler Joe, I'm glad you're watching me. You're going to see a fancy card today. And, of course, we can always play in the stamp room when you come here. Oh, I'm so excited. Now I can't focus. All right, let me focus. All right. First of all, let me just say that I love everything Jesus. I'm going to tell you right now. I am a follower of Jesus Christ, and one of the things that I love to have, especially around my house, is the Nativity. Because with the Nativity, I don't know, my life would not be what it is today without him, whether it be here or eternally on earth, eternal after. But I'm so thankful for Jesus and all he's ever done for me. Trust me, he has saved me many, many times. So some of the things that I like to do is I like to collect nativity scenes. And again, I don't just pull them out at Christmas. I leave them out all year long. So this one here, this was from Sorrento back in 2019. Oh my goodness, 2019. And Danny and I took a trip and I just fell in love with this. It's pretty fragile because it's not like sealed or anything. It was just made out of clay. And I keep this in my foyer. And then when I went to a craft show last week, I just found this find and I love it. So you have Mary and Joseph, and they go together like that. And then you have baby Jesus, who is in the middle. And I just love this because it just reminds me how God keeps his arms around us. And I just think that's awesome. And what was really cool is that I write on the bottom. So when I'm gone, those who are going through my things will kind of know that they weren't just things. A lot of what I have in this house has meaning from trips we've picked them up at. Because I'm not going to be one of those people who probably cleans up for them. If it's theirs, they can go through it themselves. Just saying, Tyler Joe. But this is, it's actually sandstone. And it was a lady selling them at the craft show. And it was made in Kenya by these women. And all the money goes back to Kenya. And it's called Mirror of Hope. So I just think it's even better that not only does it give me my hope and my home, but by purchasing this, it gives hope to the ladies in Kenya that it can be used for them too. So those things just bring me joy when I look at them. So today, let me show you what we are going to create. This is A Child is Born. I had used this last week and I'm using it again this week. And then I was so glad that the Shepherd's Care, this was out last year. And this was actually by Cindy Fodor. When you sell $1 million with Stampin' Up, you get to create your own stamp set. So Cindy created this, and I'm using the star out of there, and I'm going to show you a cool technique with that. But last week, I showed you how to bleach. So with these two cards here, you can catch it on my, the Creating with Colleen Magnus YouTube channel. You can catch that, but you have to emboss it. And then we went in and we bleached the color out of their faces. I love that they don't have expressions on their faces. Sometimes it just needs to be a little bit more symbolic. And then this one here, years ago, the black cardstock, since all of Stampin' Up's cardstock, the color is all the way through, they all bleach differently. This one did not bleach as much as I wanted it to, so I just picked up some of the white craft ink that we have in a blender pen and just did their faces that way. But now, this week, this is what I'm going to create for you. And this here is my 3D easel card. So an easel card stands up and you have to have something to prop it against. But with this one, I wanted to, let me put them right there. I wanted it to be 3D. Typically, you just have like a saying or something down there with dimensionals so that, it catches this because you have to have a way of catching that. But I wanted a platform because I wanted to actually put on here the sheep and the manger with Jesus. So this is what I'm going to show you. So yeah, let's get started. I'll give you all of the different dimensions. Hey, Chris Spano, this is something you could do. I know that. But that's what we're going to make. So here's what you need for us to get started. You're going to use a 4 1/4 by 11 inch Night of Navy, and you're going to score it at 2.5 inches and 5.5 inches. This is the base to our easel card. Then you're going to have a piece of 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch Night of Navy. And to give it texture in the background, I've already done all the big shotting, but here I have Chris, you'll appreciate this, 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 Night of Navy, and I already embossed this with the exposed brick 3D folder. Those two are going to go on top of each other. I did it because I wanted this to be heavier, more stable, because this is my background there. And I always kind of love, there's just a little 1/8 inch all the way around, but it just gives it the stability it needs, and it also gives it the texture. Chris was afraid of fractions. Now she's like a ninja ruler girl. She is not afraid to do her fractions now, and she does wonderful, wonderful projects for our team. Here I have 4 by 5 1/4 Everyday Skies Designer Series paper, and I believe this is on the last chance list, but y'all really need to check it out. It's 164622, and it just, the whole paper really just features different skies, which is great. And of course, it coordinates with what I'm using, the Everyday Arches dies. And these dies are a must because it's like a window that you can cut anything, whether it's designer paper or your projects, and it's just great to have. For example, you need it's roughly 4-inch balmy blue arch, and let me put it there. Okay, let me put that there. In fact, I got my writing messed up. I know you're going to take a picture. So that's the 4-inch balmy blue Everyday Arches. And this here, it was roughly like a 3.5-inch Everyday Arches Skies. That's still the designer paper, but keep the scrap. Keep the extra of this, because when you cut it out, I did it like that. You're going to need that piece. That's a trick I'm showing you later. And then for the base piece that holds it, I took a 1 3/4 by 4-inch, and I scored it at a 1/4 inch. Let me hold it up here, you probably see it better. I scored it at a 1/4 inch and a 1/2 inch on each side. I came in from both sides, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch. And this is what's going to actually hold our easel card up. So take your screenshot. It is all right there. Okay. And we'll get started. Oh gosh, I'm overwhelmed. So much to show you. So much good stuff. Maybe we'll focus on the card base first. Okay. So with this, you will take your bone folder and your Night of Navy. You're going to fold it in half, and you want to crease that really good. And then on this 2.5 inch mark, you're going to fold it in, because that is what's going to make your easel card. So then I can just fold that. Okay, so that's going to be my card base. On the inside, I'm going to take this piece of the 4 by 5 1/4 Everyday Skies Designer Series paper, and that's going to be on the inside of my card. See how cool that is? I love that stormy sky. All right. And then these two here, these two are going to go together. Again, it's just like an 1/8 inch smaller, but I think it just added so much. There we go. Yeah, I hear the rain. Rain, rain, rain. Okay, so when I put this together, you can see how quick the card base is coming together. When I put this together, I am only going to put glue here. It's going to go like that, because that's how my card will fold. That's how it will stand up. Let me put it this way. That is how it will stand up, and that's how it will fold. So you only want to put your glue right here. So see, your card base comes together really quick. And technically, it really kind of doesn't matter where you score this part as long as it folds up. I just think the 2.5 inch works really well. And then when I put it on my card, I can actually just, since it's the same size, put it down like that. And then just open it to make sure that it folds well. So I am going to put this aside, and we are going to talk about coloring. So what I have here, let me get my stuff together. I am coloring with blends. Y'all know we have watercolor pencils which are great for coloring. We have blender pens that you can pick up your color, whether it be the ink from an ink pad or what have you. But I'm going to, I probably should have put a little pad under that, but I'll push hard, and I have a great flat table. So here's my image that I'm going to color. Now I'm not going to color the whole thing because, oh my goodness, I was just lost in coloring. It was so much fun. But I do want to show you, Susan always asks me, I want to learn how to color with blends. So I'm just going to give you a couple tips and tricks on doing that. Judy, hey, from Alberta, Canada. I'm glad you are watching today. Okay, get my stuff together here. So when you are coloring, okay, good, I got that there. When you are coloring, you definitely want to stamp with your Memento black ink. This black ink is designed to work with alcohol markers, which is what these are. Now, the other type of marker I'm using today, Stampin' Up! Has discontinued, but to my knowledge, they are still all on the last chance list. But you definitely want to get them soon because they're all marked down. So originally we had the Marvelous markers, and they really are just that. We have them in the neutrals, the subtles, the regals, and the brights. So there are techniques that you can do with these that you cannot do with blends because an alcohol marker dries immediately, and these do also, but this is a water-based ink, so you can move it around. I take that back. They don't dry immediately. These will dry on non-porous surfaces, plastic, things like that. This being a water base, it will not. So it just lends itself to different techniques. So I'm going to put them aside, but do get yours. I'll talk more about those in a little bit. But with this, I'm just going to show you when I do work with the blends, as with the markers, you have a fat line, that's your broad end, and then you have a thin line, and that's more for your detail. So I like to, since I have a very, very light hand, I really like to use the broad end. I think it's quicker, but if you don't have a light hand, try to use this the smaller end, because first of all, it may turn out to be a hot mess, but second of all, these tips are real fragile, so you don't want to be pushing hard on them. But I always like to come in and color everything with my lightest color first. And the benefit of having an alcohol marker like this is that you really don't see the brush marks. If I was to use the Marvelous markers with this, you would see a whole lot of brush marks going on. It wouldn't be nearly as pretty. Okay. So here I'm using Balmy Blue, and I wrote all the colors down that I did use. But I did the light, and then I can just come in with the dark Balmy Blue. And I just like to, I think I do like to use the finer end on this one sometimes, but I like to just kind of come in and do a little bit of shadowing. So you know when you shadow, it's definitely going to be where they have the creases. As you can see, I'm not getting over particular. I also like to kind of come in. I'm going to shadow under her hand. I'm going to shadow here, kind of behind the baby. But you do want to see some light and darks with this. I'll hold it up in just a minute. Okay. So it's real subtle, but you see some different light and darks. Let me see if you can see it on the screen. Yeah, you can see that. Then I can come back with my light again and just kind of blend that some. That is my light, I hope. Yep. Blend a little bit more. But the object is, you do want light and dark. You don't want it to be so one color. Otherwise, you could just use the main color you had. And then we also have a, there we go. We have a color lifter. So here's a color lifter, and it does that. It just like lightly bleaches it barely a little bit. But if you kind of want to come in here and do a little bit of highlighting where you want things, it takes a few minutes to work. So put it on and then leave it, and then you'll see. But that's how I would do her dress. Now for Baby Jesus, pretty much the same thing. I use the Lost Lagoon, and I use the lights and darks, pretty much of everything. Now for the skin, we have different skin tone colors. So here we have, this is called SU 700, and I like this for my skin tone. Basically, I just come in here, and I'll do their faces. Well, actually, anything that is skin. His hand, his ear, his neck. So you get the idea. I came in here with this. And I think you just have to play with the colors as to what skin tone you like, because they have tons of skin tone colors. But then I came in with, it was not that. Let me pull this over here. I came in with the light, where is it at? The light pumpkin pie, believe it or not. There you go. I took the light pumpkin pie because it is really light, and I just kind of did the same thing. I kind of just came in a little bit around the face so it didn't look so flat. And just let it dry for a second. You'll see how well it blends. So to me, I could actually leave the face like that. Let me see how it comes up. Hey, Renee, I'm glad you are here. People are popping on. And hello from Minnesota. That is awesome. And from Michigan, Carol, glad you all are here. But see how it just kind of gives it just that little bit of a glow? So that is how I would color this. And then let me show you the colors in case you want to repeat them. So this here for Joseph, I used the bronze in the SU 300 for his hair. I used crumb cake. Here, let me put them here so you could see. I've already cut these because I had some tricks to show you with that. And I know you probably didn't want to watch me color for 40 minutes. But his hair is bronze in the SU 300. His clothes are crumb cake. The staff is just dark smoky slate. And then the skin color was SU 700, and I highlighted with pumpkin pie. For Mary, her hair, I did pumpkin pie. Her clothes were balmy blue. For Baby Jesus, I did the Lost Lagoon. I just think those colors, the soft subtles, are so pretty and go so well together. For the lamb, I did crumb cake and smoky slate. And then, for the manger, I did crumb cake in bronze. And then that's another skin color we have. And then for the hay, I did Daffodil Delight and pumpkin pie. So take your screenshot. That is your colors. So the other thing, here's the first trick I want to teach you guys, is when I cut this out, I usually like to leave a little bit of a wide edge. And sometimes it looks, you want a wide edge around something. With this, I got it pretty much as close as I could. Let me move my hand. Let's see if you can see that. I got it as close as you could, but I don't want this white to be showing. I can't get it right. Let me see if I can get it in the middle now. There we go. I don't want the white showing, because when you actually look here, I want it to be a little more realistic. I want the black around. Sometimes it's hard to cut that close to the black. And the problem also is you don't want to cut out any of the image. So my first trick I'm going to teach you is you're going to take your image with the white around it and take your dark black blends and use the fat end. So what I'll do is I take it and I just go around the edge. And the reason I do that is because I don't want that white to show. And then the other benefit is it kind of gives it a wider edge. of the black. And notice I kind of keep my finger here, and then that gives me the stability, and I just come around. Coming around the mountain when she comes. And I just keep going. And this, I think, completes it. I really do. So I'll go around some more. So I was able to cut close, but by doing this, I don't see the white edge. It gives me a little bit thicker black, so my people stand out better. Everything stands out better. I'll come around. And that, who has ever seen that before? That tip. I think it just helps a lot. And for the places that you can't get, go ahead and take the fine end and then just touch up any of the white images that are really a little bit harder to get into. There weren't many. Let me see. Oh, I think that looks, man, that's pretty good. All right. So give a shout out. Who has seen that before? Because I had not, but when I did it, I thought that really works well. So now I have a solid image that has been colored. Here's a piece right there. Y'all know I'm meticulous on some things. So I'll put that there and that there. Okay. So that is my image. Now, here's your other trick. If I put this on my everyday arches, let me put that there. I've got this white right here, and I don't like that white. So what I will do, I could try to get my scissors in there and cut around it. And you really could do that with the paper snips, but then I feel like it makes it more flimsy. So here's your trick number 2. That piece I told you to save, you are going to come back again, and you don't need the whole thing, but you are actually going to stamp that part of his arm. Let me see here. Let me get some stars in there. All right. Does it really matter? No. Okay. So what I've done is I've stamped that. And then to me, it's so much easier to come in here and actually cut from the outside. So I'm just cutting where his arm was. It's a little dark to see it right here. Let me see. Coming around like this. So now I have this piece that fits where that goes, like that. And then I don't have to, when I put it on here, it looks like the background, but I don't actually have to cut it out. So I will take me a little liquid glue. Not only that, I think it's quicker, but I think it's cleaner. It's definitely much cleaner. So I will put this here. And I missed a little spot. There's my, that's not it. Get my crumb cake. Got them in the seat here, and it's hard to see. It's light. All right, I got them all in the box. Here we go. Nope. Crumb cake. So I'm just going to color this in. But now you can see when I put this on here, it looks like the background. And I did not have to cut that center out because it really is kind of a pain. It can be done, but I just think that's much quicker and easier. So let me see. All right. Well, I'm glad y'all like that. So Renee, you had done the black around the edges before. That's good. But some of you have not, so I'm glad I could share that. Okay, so for this now, I am going to put my 2 arches together. Y'all know when I have to center something, I do like to use my liquid glue. And then I'll put this on like as such. And I love that these are already stitched. I also love that I don't have to go out today because this rain is coming down, and it's going to be coming down more. Okay, so I have that, and then I'm going to put this on with some dimensionals. And y'all can see how the blends, they do bleed through the back. So depending on how much blending you are doing, just be careful that you're not doing it on your grandmother's good tablecloth or something like that. I don't think she'd be very happy. All right, you can tell I love this card by the amount of dimensionals I'm using. That is so non-Colleen, but hey, why not? And I'm going to cut one. I'll make sure this isn't going anywhere on his hand. Okay. So let me put this on here. Pull all these off, push them down, and then pull them off. So, good, Diane. I'm glad you like the tip. Just so much easier. You know, it's easy once you know how. You'll know I say that all the time. Gwen, I'm glad you like it too. Thank you all. I love when you give me your comments and your feedback. I love that you're here. I don't know what happened last week, but oh my goodness. I was missing you all, and I couldn't get any comments. So I have this here, and I love it. So at this point, I can also put this on the front. So again, some more dimensionals. Take that half of one here. You'll know you get like 300 in a pack, and you can use your whole edge. Just keep cutting it. They're awesome. And I love that it just adds that little bit of dimension to it. So I'll pull these all off. And this will go on my front. So to me, even this would just make a beautiful card if it wasn't an easel card. But since I did put so much time and effort into it, I'm going to want it to be an easel card that I can set up. And I'll probably keep this one out all year round. We'll see what happens. So I needed a star. So we didn't have a star in the stamp set. Where did I put them? Here we go. I didn't have a star and The Child is Born. I had those, and I could have stamped them, but the Shepherd's Care is still available. It's an online exclusive. It carried over, and I love this star, and that's the technique I'm going to show you called thumping. It's a lot of fun, and I think creates a fun look too. So you cannot do it with the blends because the blends will dry quickly. You need to have the markers, but again, these are only available while supplies last. They come in the 48 colors, so do get them while you can. Don't say I didn't tell you, because I'm telling you now. I even, a while back, bought me a brand new set within this past year. My first set, I kid you not, I treated myself when I was 40. And they lasted, I still have the majority of them. The fine tip didn't last, but a lot of the ends did. I mean, they last you forever. The difference is the other one had more of a ball point, where these now have a little more of a finer point, more like the blends. And the reason they stopped making them is only because most of the people are buying the blends now and not the markers. But again, there's techniques you cannot do with a blend, only with this. So here I am taking, what am I taking? Darling Duckling, one of the new ink colors, and I am going to just ink it up. Now I'm going to take the broad end and get this, y'all. It's really this easy. I'm going to thump. Thump, 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 thump. I'm using pumpkin pie, and I'm just thumping all over. I'm not pushing hard. Thump, 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 thump. Literally, you're just thumping. And by doing that, Now with these, it's water-based. I don't think it's dry, but you can always huff on it. The moisture of your breath will bring it to life. So I huff. And I want y'all to see that. I'm going to hold it up here to see if you can see it. It gives, you've got the color behind it, the Darling Duckling. Let me go a little higher. No, it's not. Where is my thing? Here we go. Hold on, I'm getting it. But can you see that? How fun is that? I did we had like a very vintage Santa Claus one time. And I did it with the colors and thumped it with the cherry cobbler. And it was fantastic. So to cut this, and I apologize I didn't cut it ahead of time, but I'll be quick. I like to come to, like the large tips, I like to kind of come just past the tip. And then, of course, with the paper snips, I'm going to just cut on this side. 1, 2, these are all the big ones that I'm doing right now. 4, and then I came in on this side. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Okay, so with those, then I come to I can kind of take this off here so I can get in there. I'm going to do the same thing, but to the smaller sides. I got 1, and that should come out. Let me get them out of the way first. Yeah. So I'm doing each smaller one. And I am leaving a little bit of white because I'm going to do the same technique, but I will do it with more the color of ink, kind of that I'm using. Ooh, I got my nose is itching. Excuse me. Ooh. Hope that means you're coming into money. I don't know. Or someone's thinking of you. I think both are good. Okay, so I'm just getting these little pieces out of here. And this one here, this one here, this one here, and this one here. So see, it's pretty easy, just kind of coming in and going around. And now I just need to clean my points up. I don't necessarily need them all to be super sharp. So, like so. And that's pretty much it. Let me see. Oh, thanks, Chris. And then Renee said she planned on making her pastor a card with this set. She'll definitely be casing this. Very good. We have multiple pastors, so I don't think this would be my card. I'm making them. I might do the bleaching technique because that one, to me, was a little quicker and easier. But all of them are definitely worth sending it to. So here I've got the dark Daffodil Delight. And I'm just going to take, just like I did with the other one, and I'm just going to come in on my edges because I really don't want any of the white. So see, you can do it for black to make your line images larger and not see the white, or to also hide this without having to cut into the color, because y'all can see that would have been kind of hard to do. And then I'm just going to touch up the centers here. And actually, well, I was going to do it with the light, but I kind of like the dark. Just kind of gives a little bit more detail there. There. And there's my star. One more. Right there. Okay, so this I did put on with a dimensional. I'm getting ready to get to the platform. I'll show you that in a second. And actually, I could probably should have put a mini dimensional. They're floating around here somewhere. I've had so many projects going on that I finally took a little time the other day to put some of my supplies up. But since I'm doing the classes at Tina's Crop in November, and I'm only getting in from Utah the week before, it's going to be a whirlwind. So trying to get classes set up. I'm trying to get my oh my goodness, my stamp club set up, all the different things that I'm trying to, like, prepping for 2 months at one time. And that's a lot, but it's all good. So I want this to sparkle. So I am going to put on my Wink Stella. Don't want to rub it too much because I want to see the different colors in there. I don't want them to start blending. So that, let me see, that here is the front of the card. And now I'm going to teach you how to do the base and how to have the stable and the sheep stand up. That's what I was doing all last night, thinking, oh, you're crazy. But I really, really enjoyed it. What can I say? So what I'm going to do here is for my base, this was 4 1/4 by 1 3/4, and I scored it 1/4 1/2 inch and then 1/4 1/2 inch. So in doing this, what I have to do is, see this, how it's like a box? I have to make it into a box, but it also has to fold. So when I push it down, it will fold. And then of course, when I pull it back up, that gives me my platform to not only catch the easel fold part, but to also have them stand up and be in front of Mary and Joseph and Jesus. So I will take this. I am folding these in, and I'm giving it a good crease. So everything gets folded inward. Like so. And then when I put it in here, I really and truly just used my adhesive, the Stamp and Seal. You could do liquid glue. I don't know, it may even be better, but this worked for me, so I'm going to stick with what I know. So when I come on here, I didn't put like real thick because I only wanted on that 1/4 inch piece. So I just kind of, see, I'm off the paper also because I only wanted on those edge strips. But this is great stuff. I say it's your best friend or your worst enemy, but it will be your best friend when you know how to use it. And a lot of people get tripped up because they want to pull it and then come up and then you don't have any sticky here. Just pull it to where you feel the sticky and use your wrist like this. You want to do this, up, this, up. It'll work great for you every time. And if it comes down, pull it again, but really just like that because you want it to wrap around that piece. There, that's your bonus. That's your bonus. So what I'll do here is I will open this up and I'm going to take the first taped piece and I'm going to put it about, I'm kind of looking at my other one, cheating a little. I will put it about right here. So with it down, I've got this here, like that. And right there. So that part is down, and then I'm going to fold this back. Fold this back. Okay, let me show y'all here. I don't want to mess you up. So that really, the only piece sticking is that 1/4 inch. Then I'm going to fold it on this here. So that other 1/4 inch is what's going to get taped down because then I can put flat. So this is what you have. There. And then this is your top. And that's pretty much, y'all see that? That's pretty much all it is. So then that's going to hold your piece right there. So one of the things I wanted to do is, I didn't stamp my words. Well, I'll do that afterwards. But let me show you how you put your animals on. So here we have the sheep, and then I have the manger. And this is where I kind of had to really put my thinking cap on. Originally, I had this little strip. This is a 1/4 inch strip, and this is 3/16. So it really didn't look bad, but you'll know I'm particular. I'll leave it at that. I had this under here, and then I could bend it back and put it on this piece, but I didn't like that. So let me show you how I'm going to do it with the sheep first. So with the sheep, I'm going to take, again, just my adhesive. And I'm putting it on here, not on the sheep, because I don't want it to stick when it's closed. But I just put some of my Stamp and Seal there. And I put it a little too far down. So I'll just take my adhesive remover and make sure, actually I don't have to worry about it because that does get taped. So I have my sheep like that. And then I'm just going to cut say, you don't want to be, of course, any longer than that. But if I cut that, make sure I have my adhesive, and then I'm just going to fold that back. So now that I have that, I'm just going to put them where I want them. And I can push this down flat. Put that back out of there. See how I have it here? I can push that down flat because that pops up. So that is the sheep. And then for this, that's why I did that skinny strip, because I wasn't crazy about seeing it in the middle. Although, again, I would see nothing wrong with that. So here, I'm just going to take some adhesive. I'm going to put it here. You might see it a little bit, but I don't think you're going to see it a lot. And then I will cut that. Then I'll take this one. Put it behind this leg. And cut it roughly even like that. And then at the legs here is where, that's how I'm going to know where to put them. I'm just going to bend it back like that. So my adhesive goes on the end. A little gooey, but works. Bend those back. And then that is what I will put on this piece here. And I kind of liked it at an angle. So here, if you see that, again, you can push them down because when you close this, that is going to be closed back like that. And you can fit it in an envelope, no problem. But then when they open it, just make sure that is standing up straight. And then that, my friends, that is how you make a 3D easel card. So it's very easy, a lot of fun. And I think I am going to do that because then I am done with lunch. So I love the, oh, come let us adore him. I can just put it on the back of here. I got that block, and let me grab my Night of Navy because it is all right behind me. Because normally on an easel card, your words or something is what you would use to hold it up. So for example, you could just have a saying right here where this blue part is. If you don't want to do the box part, put it on dimensionals, and that's going to catch your easel card. But with this, you know, you don't need a die for everything, although it would be nice. But I am hopefully not going to get that ink on my finger there. But just be a little whimsical. Just go around your words. And I even thought of popping this up, but I didn't like it. I liked them to be popped up. So here, I mean, like, well, I don't know. Let's try it. I don't know. I think I do like that. Okay. Let's try it. So again, I'm going to, those do fit. And if it didn't fit, if it was too close to the edge, you can always just trim that point. Yeah, it fits. I don't need to trim it. Let's see. So then we'll find out which one I like better. Yeah, really I like them both. Although I think I do like that popped up. So this is your 3D easel fold. A child is born card. So it goes like that. Trying to hold it down so you can see it. Then when you close it, push those back. Closes, no problem. Put it in an envelope and then open it up. There you have it. So what do y'all think? I think, you know, some people may look at it and say, oh my goodness, that's too hard. I can't do that. I have to disagree. I have to disagree. Y'all know my famous saying, it's easy once you know how. So let me check my comments. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Judy. I think y'all like it. Thank you, Diane. It really is a fun card to make. And again, I had some people were saying, oh, they didn't like this set because it doesn't have the expression on the faces. I love this set for that very reason. I have other nativity sets with faces. I like this one. A little bit more symbolic. So I did want to remind you, this is half of the creativity files. Isn't this sad? Took 5 minutes to print this. Ever since we went with Verizon, the printers I can't get to work right. So, but you can see this. It shows you 5 of the 8 projects. But everybody who places a minimum $40 order with me this month of October, you get this PDF for free. It has the pictures, complete directions. All you have to do is place a minimum $40 order at on my website, creatingwithcolleen.stampinup.net. You can also purchase it for $10.95, or if you are on my Creative Inspirations Stampin' Family, if you've joined Stampin' Up through me, you get it every month for free. So don't forget that. Don't forget to like and share. Give me a thumbs up. Evelyn from Germany always tells me I forget that, so I did want to let you know that. And don't forget, I am going to be gone the month of November, but please don't forget me. Please come back on December 3rd as I will create something fun with you. And don't forget that starter kit special. Literally, y'all, there's no obligation at all. $189 in product for only $99, or $125 in Stampin' Up product for only $35. And you get to try it out. It's like a trial basis for over 6 months. And I can help you place orders. I can teach you anything you need. I'm always here for your support. So thank you so much for everybody who joined. I do appreciate it. Now I should try to get other things done. I've had so much fun creating in the stamp room that I, act like, oh, gee, I don't have to pack and I don't have to run errands. But I do. And it's going to be a great time. Danny and I both are workaholics. And I think that's because we both really enjoy our work. We both enjoy what we do. And we always say the only time we get away and don't work is when we're either in another country or out of the state. So we are looking forward to our time together in Utah, and then time with my brother, time at Tina MacArthur's holidays are happening, and then back to having time with you on December 3rd. So thank you again, Patty. You too have a happy Thanksgiving. Everybody have a happy Thanksgiving. And don't forget to give thanks for what you have. We are all very blessed, and you never have to look that far to see just how blessed you are. So y'all take care, enjoy the day, and have a good lunch. I'll see you in December. Bye-bye.